Alright, I shot a video upstairs. Now I'm downstairs. Downstairs bathroom is smaller. I'm standing in the kitchen at the moment. This is the stove and cabinets and stuff. That'll be important later. So we cut over to the door. You can see its new frame. That's sheetrock. You know, there's just temporary. Well, it's not temporary sheetrock. It hasn't been taped and everything yet because that'll be done when the rest of the sheetrock's done. So there wasn't a door here before. It used to be a little hallway. You'd walk out of the kitchen, past the cabinets here, into this hallway. And then right about there, there was a door to the left into the bathroom. You would come down the hall, turn into the bathroom. Directly in front of you in that corner was a sink vanity and then a toilet over there, kind of where the shower is. In fact, the toilet drain, if you see from the basement later, was pretty much right next to the shower drain is now. There's two holes just almost overlapping. So let me close this door where I came in. So this I would be standing still in the hallway area. So now there's the back side, the kitchen's on the other side of that wall. And now here's a pocket door. And that's in this wall. There used to be, you can see the different color sheetrock from the back. That's new sheetrock. There used to be a door opening here. That was a standard door that swung in. And see the pocket door. This is now, this will be the guest room once construction's done. So the guest room will have an ensuite directly now that we have a shower down here and everything. Right now it's full of random stuff we stacked out of the way for construction, empty closets out and stuff, as well as all those Kohler boxes or the toilets and stuff going into the new bathroom. And the door is stuck a little bit because construction's not done and the lower track hasn't been put in yet. So coming back around, it's like upstairs. This is a new window that's going in. Back up as much as I can. This is a new window that's coming in, like directly across from the door we came in. And just like upstairs, you can see there's an old window that we found when we opened the wall up. The other interesting, and I say that in the old curse sense, thing we found when we opened the walls was there was no insulation whatsoever in the walls downstairs. It was all original construction. The walls were this, you can get a little bit of shot of it up here. See that, like, concrete on plasterboard? The walls down here were all like that. That was original, I think, 1921. Son of a bitch, was that hard to get out of here. I didn't do it, but it's, like, I know the contractor had a hell of a time breaking that up and getting it out. It was, I guess they built them pretty well back in the day. But anyway, there was actually modern sheetrock covering this up and hidden in the wall. There was a window, it came across a little more, maybe a third of the way into the new window opening. So there was an old window, original construction, that was walled over from the outside. You can't tell it's there, it's all siding out there. And if you turn the corner, you can see similarly another frame, modern framing inside old framing, window opening, overlaps a bit with the new shower enclosure. And right there, you see the insulation ends, and then there's backsides of a sheetrock wall there. That's because right there, running along that edge, kind of the edge of the shower, is where the new addition that was put on an owner or two before me runs off the back of the house. So they probably walled that window over when they did the addition because the addition bisects the old window opening. I told you, as I mentioned, the stove being important later. Part of the new construction, because we are planning to do the kitchen at some point. Whoops, I was leaning on the shower bar, which isn't fixed. I had them put a duct in here that runs over to the up above the soffit in the kitchen. Just dead ends over there, and it runs over and goes out the sidewall. Light. So we put a vent hood, microwave type thing over the stove later. When we redo the kitchen, we'll have a way to vent it without having to open the bathroom ceiling up again. Thinking ahead. And the duct next to it right here is the duct for the new bathroom fan. So they'll both be venting out that wall. The old one is up there. It's been stuffed full of insulation. It'll be sealed from the outside to seal the outside of the house. It just made more sense than trying to run the duct out with the new configuration. There was much more work to be done down here, even so it's a smaller bathroom because all the plumbing for upstairs is down here. You know, that's the toilet location upstairs. That right there is the old shower drain opening. It's been covered with metal for fireproofing and stuff with mineral wool. PEX feeding the toilet valve for upstairs. So that comes along. There's a vent stack that runs up into the wall up there. This is the PEX feeding the tub and the metal again for fireproofing, covering the opening where this tub drain and stuff was put in. This runs back. So this is the new shower enclosure I'm almost stepping into. This is the only working shower in the house right now, so it's just kind of temporarily being used. there's all the PEX feeding coming up to feed the second floor. Coming across here, it feeds up to the vanity. You can see the drain pipe and stuff in there too. The vanity upstairs, the sinks upstairs being fed by PEX, and the other sink. And I think that's a vent stack pipe, not a drain. The other one drains both. Here's the back side. That's a temporary shower head, recycled from upstairs till the new stuff is put in. So this is all the stuff you don't get to see. I love this PEX. I grew up, my parents owned the heating company. I grew up doing construction work. I learned how to sweat copper and do plumbing, and I've done repairs on houses I've lived in and apartments I've lived in. I've probably made a few modifications my landlords weren't happy with, but PEX is just cool. It basically goes together like Tinker Toys. You can see there's a fixed elbows and T-junctions and stuff they have, and you just snap it together, and then you have these metal bands that crimp it watertight. It goes together quickly. It's flexible, like I showed earlier in the video, feeding the tub upstairs. See, instead of having to put a 90-degree, copper, you'd have to come over, put a 90-degree elbow or something, and angle it straight up. You just kind of bend the PEX. It works much faster. The plumber loves the stuff. I think it's just cool. Plus, it's color-coded, blue and red. So you got cold water, hot water. So the new vanity is going to go in. That probably was really shaky cam. Sorry about that sudden swoop. New vanity is going to go here. The window will be there. Vanity's here. That's actually an old toilet that we recycled from the upstairs bathroom for now until the new stuff is installed. Just so we have one. The toilet obviously will be there. Tile floor. The ceiling will be slightly dropped here. And what we had to do, if you look up here, you can see a joist that's been cut. We didn't do that in the new construction. When the shower was put in by whoever put a bathroom upstairs, the old joist was in the way of the shower drain. So they just cut it out. Didn't frame it, didn't put any reinforcement in, double or anything. They just cut a couple foot section of joist out. That's stupid. And they had cut through, you can see a little bit maybe in the dark, it's hard to see up there, but they had cut through the old joist next to it for the drain pipe to come across, weakening the whole section of floor. And they're 2x8 joists, the old ones, which limits the size of the cut you can put through it without basically weakening it beyond the point where it's really still structurally sound. So the new construction, there's a double 2x12 hanger joist that goes across. I hope I'm using that term correctly. I might be confusing things. I used to work construction with my parents, and it's been a while. That's now supported by new 2x4 pillar on either end. Carries the weight. The old joists are nailed into it and also reinforced with hangers to hang the load here, load across. And then there's new 2x12 joist running to the wall to allow for cutting the plumbing through without overly weakening it. And they're kind of doubled up. You can see old ones which were left in place wherever they still existed, basically, and where they could. There used to be one right there, but that's where the plumbing had to go, so that one came out. But most of them are still in place. It gives you extra support, makes the floor stronger, and doesn't compromise your structural integrity. So that's downstairs. I think this video is actually longer than the upstairs video. Rambled a bit more. But it's more for my documentation, and anyone that's a geek who wants to look at this stuff. Probably do one when we're all done too. Do next from the basement.